And now, live from the Steele Twins recording studio in beautiful Traverse City, Michigan, and from Casa del Fraytown in Taylor, Michigan, the Steele Twins Gaming is proud to bring you the Outside Blitz. And here are your hosts, the Cannonball Alex Steele, the Bootleg Bettor, who better to be, yes kids, he's back, and the fabulous Scotty Fraytown.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Outside Blitz, I am your host, the fabulous one, Scotty Fraytown. Joining me from Traverse City, Alex, welcome back to the show. We are
hey,
a week
what
removed.
up,
Doe? 2 weeks removed from our bold predictions. We did NFL Top 100 this last time around. We did 100 through 91. But joining me to my left, Dr. Claw himself, the one, the only, the returning, who better to be than the Bootleg Bettor. Boots, welcome back to the show.
Oh, there's a lot of runway for Aaron Glenn in the Jets. I know he's got the wins. We haven't seen the grid yet. He rolled the dice with Geno Smith, said deuces to the Raiders, touchdown to Wilson, middle finger to the haters. The offseason was really big. I'll say it one more time. The offseason was really big. T'Vondre Sweat is on the line. It was damn near a crime. Oh, no, it can't be. David Bailey sacks the quarterback, then looks for the family. I was supposed to be A-bars. I took it to beyond. You know I had to shut it down with D'Angelo Pons. Let's go.
Oh, we love some D'Angelo Pons. The
Yes,
Bootleg
sir.
Bettor in the house. And Boots, welcome back to the show.
Back.
Man.
Back on the block.
This time, it's been ludicrous.
Where in the hell have you been?
Oh, man.
Goodness gracious.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. They've been dragging me through the mud.
Dragging you through.
And don't give me a shower. Let me tell you.
Well, we're glad that you're back in the house. We're happy to have you here. We've been going. People have been wondering where Boots is. We've been wondering, man, Boots, when's Boots coming back? You know, I don't know about all that, but we're glad to have you back on the show. We're excited. We got Boots's 5 bold predictions we're going to be doing today for the 2026-27 NFL season.
Mm-hmm.
We have several things that the Bootleg Bettor does need.
All you people over at Kalshi, come on and listen.
Yeah.
Because I got something for you.
Yeah, come make your money. But the Bootleg Bettor,
but
man,
not like my man in the administration.
oh gosh, but look,
Hold on. That's the messed up part about this whole Kalshi deal, right? This prediction market. If you are in line with somebody who may have an in somewhere, right, and you trying to make yourself a little scratch,
like insider trading,
brother.
Yeah,
it's like you now we're dealing with the Brendan Sorsbys just in public markets.
Well, it's funny that you bring that up. Mm-hmm. It is very funny that you bring that up because we had a little news drop today. Per Adam Schefter, the Cardinal Director of College Scouting, Ryan Gold, has been indefinitely suspended by the NFL for violating the league's gambling policy, effective immediately.
Yeah.
You big dummy.
Uh-oh. See?
Per the NFL statement, the gambling policy, which is annually reviewed with all NFL personnel, strictly prohibits anyone in the NFL from participating in or facilitating any form of in any form of sports gambling, from providing third parties non-public information. The league's investigation determined that Gold provided information that was confidential, non-public inside information regarding the 2026 draft selections by the Cardinals and participated in parlay bets on NFL and college games. Although there's no reason to believe that the integrity of any NFL game was affected, the league takes any violation of the gambling policy with the utmost seriousness. Mr. Gold has the right to appeal. Now, here's what's interesting about this to me. So, well, yes, I don't think that he
was giving people information on
which draft picks were going to be. So
and conveniently, we don't think that he was doing anything with the game.
Right. So he's giving people information about what the draft picks are going to be. But if you anybody who's gambled online as far as the NFL draft goes, they have, which player do you think is going to go here? Which player do you think is going to go in this round? Which player do you think is going to be picked here? Do you think this player is going to go? So
go next.
Yeah. So
if position is going to go next.
Right. So if this was actually taking place, this kind of goes in hand with exactly what you were saying. You've got somebody with an in here,
Yeah.
right? You've got somebody that might have that inside information, that inside track, and now they can provide that information to anybody.
Yeah.
And so now this
and get a kickback.
right, and also it kind of think about all the, and we've talked about this in the past. Think of all those sponsorships that the NFL has with DraftKings and whatever the case may be, and they're trying to maintain the integrity of what they're doing.
Right.
So now this looks just horrible on say DraftKings or whoever or any of these sports books out there. You know, DraftKings just being one of them. You know, I mean, any of these casino sports books, right?
Partner.
Yeah, they're official partners of the NFL.
Yeah.
So, you know, they don't want to be wrapped up in that. So, like, no. So this is the NFL going, hey, we have sponsorships with these people. You're not going to ruin the integrity of those sponsorships. And that's the NFL putting their foot down. I mean, kudos to the NFL for putting their foot down. I mean, hey, they're doing the right thing. But this has been a kind of a prevalent problem. This Brendan Sorsby thing happens, which is way worse, by the way. The Sorsby thing makes it way worse because we're talking about at that point in-game point. Let's call it what it is. Point shaving. That's what it is. It's point shaving, right?
Ball shaving.
No, I don't know about that.
Well, I gotta do that myself. Freaking jingle down.
Oh, Jesus Christ! You know, at the end of the day, we understand that this whole thing is an issue, but that was announced today. So,
yeah. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What did I say? What did I say?
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Damn shame, man.
It's a damn shame. It is.
You know, it's a crying shame. You don't know who to trust in this world.
Yeah.
It's crazy, mixed up world. So you can trust us, the Outside Blitz.
Yeah, the Outside Blitz. We're gonna be the impartial people out here. You know,
that's right. Because I'm only partial myself.
Yeah.
Partially here
as I sit here wearing my Vikings outfits, but I digress. Moving into other stuff around the league, we do have some news that's kind of in your guys' backyard. Let's talk about it. There are rumors swirling that Lions running back Jahmyr Gibbs could possibly end up as a hold-in over a contract negotiation here.
I saw your eyebrows go up, Alex.
Yeah,
what did he say?
Eyebrows went up.
Yeah, there is currently, and there are rumblings of this. Rumor was announced. We talked about today, actually, on 97.1 The Ticket. That this rumbling was happening that he could wind up being a hold-in. And this could get a little interesting. We've been talking about Jahmyr Gibbs and how he's probably going to be, and the Lions have used the term bell cow back, right? That's what he's going to wind up being. He's going to be their bell cow, and they anticipate on him getting a lot of carries. Now we're talking about the possibility of a hold-in with this whole contract situation. It makes me wonder how much this goes hand in hand, sort of with the other running back that was drafted in this class, Bijan Robinson, and who's going to get paid more. You know, if they're waiting for Bijan's contract to go through before Jahmyr goes and negotiates his, or whatever the case may be. It's kind of an interesting situation. Boots, where you at on this?
It is. First off, let me just say, who told you about Jahmyr Gibbs? Love that.
Yeah.
But the fact is, this dude is one of the most important pieces of any offense on any team, right? So you can't just plug anybody in there.
Yep.
There's some offenses where you can kind of do that, but Jahmyr Gibbs is a special player that bursts that open field acceleration. He has another gear, and we went back and forth, Bijan Robinson or Jahmyr Gibbs. You know which side of the fence I'm on.
Yep.
I'm not disrespecting Bijan Robinson at all. Dude is dope. I'm just saying, Gibbs that extra burst in the open field, that's what separates him from me, like he separates himself from the defense. And so you've seen now the precedent has been made by the Detroit Lions, who they're going to pay.
Yep.
And they've been paying people.
They've been paying their guys.
Right?
Yeah, they're paying their guys.
And that's the precedent that's been set. And Jahmyr Gibbs, like the smart young man that he is, he's watching. Okay, Goff got the deal. Amon-Ra got the deal.
Laporta got the deal.
Okay, all right.
Campbell got the deal.
You're right.
Yeah.
So
got the deal.
I'm just sitting here. I'm next.
Yep, he's in line, and we're going to kind of wait and see if Jahmyr Gibbs does wind up as a hold-in, but there have been a little rumblings of that he could be staging a hold-in. But this morning I heard it and I went, whoa, that's interesting.
But I will say this: be careful of the hold-in.
Yeah,
be careful because
we saw with Ayuk.
We saw with Ayuk.
Yeah.
We saw with Terry McLaurin.
Yeah,
we've seen it. We've seen this movie, and we can kind of fast forward to the end.
Yeah,
right, because we kind of almost know how it ends. We hope it ends well.
I mean, you guys do.
I do. I love Jahmyr Gibbs.
Gibbs is a good player. He's been with, a staple with the Lions now for the last several years. I mean, he's explosive, like you said. He's got that open field speed that really makes him create separation from these defenders. And when he gets outside the tackles, it's like lights out, man. So
he can hit on any given play.
Yeah.
On any blade of grass on the field, he can score.
Yeah, he might not be a power back, but the speed is there, and he's got that explosiveness that'll take any handoff to the house, any pass to the house, and he can do it.
And he's got some deceptive power to him.
Yeah.
Right. He made a couple of plays on the goal line against Chicago a few years ago and scored a touchdown at the goal line. Smack.
Yeah.
Because they thought he couldn't do it, and he ran it right up their gut.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting situation for Detroit. It's kind of a interesting thing to talk about, but Gibbs right now, I mean, for him to be a holdout, that would be a very scary thing, or a hold in this case would be a very scary thing. What about you, Alex? What do you say?
Well, as you guys said, when we've seen the hold in, we've seen performance kind of drop a little bit. But I mean, in Ayuk's case, he fell off a cliff. He never came back after he got hurt. But so
will he ever come back?
I don't think.
Have you been keeping up with Brandon Ayuk?
We've been talking about it week after week after week.
This is better than Young and the Wrestler.
I think he's done.
Yeah.
I think he's done.
He might be. Sometimes you can publicly.
I think he's talked his way out of a job.
Yeah,
he really has.
A few jobs.
He's talked his way out of an NFL gig at this point. But
he figured out a way. He figured out a way to alienate the starting quarterback of the Washington Commanders when they used to be boys. So what does that tell you about Ayuk? But going back to Gibbs, there's a portent here of, okay, if there is a hold in, I'm going to be rubbing my lucky rabbit's foot, praying and knocking on every wooden plank in my house, praying to God that there's, some good luck that comes of this. But, as a lifelong Lions fan and seeing, things come apart at the seams, mid-season, late season, or early season. I've seen it all. It's like we're a superstitious lot. Would you not agree with that?
Yeah, you guys are.
Yeah, I will tell you right now, I am very superstitious. Thank you. So, but anyway, so it will be interesting to see how this story develops over the next couple weeks, especially with the Hall of Fame game coming up in less than a month, and then we're going to roll right into preseason. So, I mean, the gears are starting to turn pretty quickly here.
It's interesting timing. Really, it is for Gibbs to be doing this right before training camp and right before the preseason and whatever the case. It's pretty auspicious timing, to be honest with you.
But it's just rumblings.
Yeah,
and as they say, we don't deal in rumor.
Yeah, we don't deal with rumor and innuendo. No, sir.
These types of rumblings start happening, though. Sometimes, a lot of times, recently, especially in recent memory, they've been coming true. Speaking of rumblings of that nature, wide receiver George Pickens, he did not come to an agreement with the Cowboys on an extension with the team by the July 15th franchise tag deadline. So he just goes out and he signs his franchise tag tender. The Cowboys applied the franchise tag to Pickens this offseason and stated that they did not intend to negotiate a long-term deal. Pickens has subsequently signed his tag and has indicated that he does not intend to hold out of a mandatory minicamp. He'll become a free agent after this season. George Pickens, it's kind of an interesting thing by the Cowboys to not seek out a long-term deal with him, especially after as well as he played last year. He outplayed CeeDee Lamb last year. He was basically their wide receiver 1, even though he was technically on paper supposed to be their wide receiver 2. Statistically, he ended up as their wide receiver 1. Boots.
Well, we also must remember CD did lose a little time.
Yeah, he did get hurt. Yep. But Boots, I mean, George Pickens, if you're the Cowboys, would you be seeking a long-term deal with him, or would you let him go out the door as a free agent?
Obviously, they know more than what we do.
Yep.
Right? And there's a reason they're going to be franchise tagging this guy. Because if you had your choice between CeeDee Lamb, just forgot his name for a second,
yep.
Between CeeDee Lamb, right, or George Pickens on any given play, which one, who are you picking?
You're taking CeeDee Lamb.
Right? Because CeeDee Lamb, you can maneuver him in other, you can put him on the outside.
Why would you not want both?
You can move him. Why wouldn't you? One of them might be a knucklehead.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair.
I don't know which one, but apparently one of them got paid, got a big time contract.
Yeah.
And the other one got the franchise tag.
Yeah.
So
one of them also got booted off his old team.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What did I say? But yeah, George Pickens, a phenomenal talent, but there's a disconnect.
Yeah.
Right? You can't. I mean, he made a fantastic addition to the offense, and he was big time for the Cowboys.
Sure, he was
in a ton of games. But there's something there.
Yeah.
Shout out to something to wrestle with, by the way.
Yeah. Also, speaking of the Cowboys, interesting things going on with them. Defensive end that they just signed a couple of weeks ago, Charles Snowden. He's suspended for the first 3 games of the season due to a DUI, which violates the league's personal conduct policy. Recently, he signed with the Cowboys as a free agent. He coming off of a career year with the Vegas Raiders. I mean, it was looking like, hey, this guy might have he was sort of a rotational piece, but it's looking like he might get some starts and whatever the case may be. Yeah, not so much.
Well, not as many as he would have.
Yeah, so now it's hey, you're going to see the bench for 3 games, the first 3 games.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about knuckleheads? Well,
what did he do? Do we know?
DUI. Well, yeah. So
is there a story to it?
There's no real story to it. Just he got pulled over for a DUI, and that's about it. So I mean, he violates the league's personal conduct policy. So, yep. Enjoy your suspension.
He should have stayed snowed in.
Yeah. Terrible. Speaking of players not being happy with their contracts, let's talk about Kyle Juszczyk. He's currently unhappy with his $7.5 million salary. When he was asked about it, he said, "I'm a fullback, and when it comes to contract negotiations, it hurts."
Yeah.
He feels that he lines the ball over the field, and he should be paid more as a tight end. Now, the last time we heard some stuff like this, it was this reminds me very much of Jimmy Graham, if you recall. Jimmy Graham wanted to be paid. He was a tight end that was getting paid as a tight end.
Yeah. And
getting extended and all these extensions from the Saints as a tight end. And they were giving him, tight end money. But he actually appealed to the league and appealed to the NFLPA that he wanted to get paid like a wide receiver because he was being lined up like a wide receiver.
Yeah.
And he felt like the Saints were taking advantage of him. If you recall, he wanted to be called a quote unquote offensive weapon.
Yeah.
I don't know if you recall that.
Yeah.
Kyle Juszczyk now is in the sort of the same boat here because he's being utilized as a fullback. So it's he's getting $7.5 million as opposed to what he could be making as a tight end, where tight ends are making 15, 16, 17 million. So, what say you on this Juszczyk situation? Do you think to me, he deserves more money. I think he's one of the best fullbacks in football. 7.5 seems awfully cheap for Kyle Juszczyk.
Juszczyk is one of the best players, period.
Yeah.
In the NFL.
I agree.
Because he isn't, not so much an offensive weapon, but he is an X factor. And you have to be you have to know where he is almost all the time and where he's lining up.
Yeah.
Because what he brings to the table, he can run with the football, he can block, he knows where to be. He consistently will produce when given the opportunity. He's more fullback, but H-back, hybrid type deal.
Yeah.
Where you can line him up in different ways and utilize him in different ways. It's not like he's, the bowling ball, as Alex will put it, or that bulldozer that just, slams into the line and, to try to create a lane for the running back. No, he is a piece of the offense. And Kyle Shanahan's offense would not be as potent as it is in San Francisco if he did not have Kyle Juszczyk.
Yep.
His skill set allows more of the playbook to be opened than just about any other fullback in the league.
Yeah, and Alex, you and I have always, I always seem to be watching a game with you whenever Kyle Juszczyk makes one of these crazy clutch plays.
Yep.
We're always sitting here, it's like, who just caught that? And we're like, is that fucking Juszczyk again? Like, yeah, and it happens. You're 100% right. Juszczyk, he gets lined up in these all over the place. Juszczyk. He gets lined up.
You're 100% right.
You're 100% right. He gets lined up at all these like anywhere on the line. He gets lined up outside. Yeah. He gets lined up, in the backfield. He'll get lined up at the tight end position as an inline tight end. Yeah. And he gets lined up in all these different spots. He gets lined up in the slot. It's like he's catching these passes, these crazy passes, and it's always a clutch play. Yeah, out of nowhere, where it's just like, oh, Kyle Juszczyk just caught some crazy 20-yard pass that extended the field and extended the drive and kept San Francisco alive and whatever else.
Caught one in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
caught a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl.
Yep, so it's always him.
Yeah.
So he's so like Mr. Reliable. Alex, I mean, Juszczyk, is he worth more?
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree with that. And the reason is this, not only is, he has, a fullback's primary job is to block for the halfback. He's just this big, nasty guy that just barrels downfield and like gets in a defensive tackle's face or a linebacker's face and just buries him while the halfback gets past him. Occasionally, he will run the ball like the past. He's had 69 carries in his career. Nice. And his most productive year as a rusher was in 2020 when he had 17 carries for 64 yards. I mean, it was over 16 games. But as you mentioned, his penchant for catching the ball. Last year, he was targeted 28 times and caught 24 passes for 213 yards. He had 2,877 in his career, but he popped an 8.9 rating, an 8.9 average, 2 touchdowns with his longest catch being 25 yards and 10 first downs. I mean, the guy's moving the sticks. So of course of course you're going to want to pay him a little bit more money because he's he's a utility player. He's not exactly like a Taysom Hill where he's a Swiss Army quarterback or a Swiss Army player, but you can use him in multiple situations, and he has the dexterity and the experience to make a play, when it counts or when the defense least expects it.
Yeah, he always has done that, and that's one thing. Like Juszczyk, I think he's easily one of the best, if not the best, fullback in football. You look at the guy that they wound up ultimately replacing him with was Patrick Ricard, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Over with Baltimore, because that's where he left from to come to San Francisco.
Yep.
And Ricard is a very similar player. Now Ricard's over in New York now, which I can't believe Baltimore let him go.
That's silly.
But he's in New York with the Giants. He followed his old head coach. But I digress. It's one of those things where I look at it and I'm like, what in the hell are we doing here? Like this guy should be paid at least 10. I'm blown away that he's only getting 7.5. Like fullback, even though it's kind of like, in a lot of ways, it's almost a dying position in the NFL, but at the same time, it's still a very a much needed position.
I was about to say, when you need one,
Yeah,
you wish you had one.
exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Also, let's talk about the Saints running back Alvin Kamara. He's agreed to a restructured deal with them. His remaining deal with the Saints includes a base salary of $6 million for the 2026 season and a chance to make $8.5 million through incentives. That's per Ian Rappaport. So Alvin Kamara will be with the Saints. It's probably a smart move. They did bring in Travis Etienne, obviously. First of all, do you think Travis Etienne is going to be the new Alvin Kamara, Boots?
No, this is a way to ensure the health of Alvin Kamara and to, utilize the strengths of Travis Etienne. It'll be a split backfield. That's
You think it'll be 50-50?
60-40.
60-40 in favor of Kamara?
Whoever's got the hot hand.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I think it'll be some more like 60-40 though.
That sounds like a Kellen Moore type thing. Whoever's got the hot hand.
Yeah.
Then next up, let's talk about the Bills. Offensive tackle Deion Dawkins says the Bills are reaching the quote unquote. This is a direct quote. Reaching the climax of a movie where it's kill or be killed for 2026. So the question of the day, and I'll start with Alex. Is it true, and can the Bills finally win the big one in their current form? So is it true that they're at the climax of a movie where that's kill or be killed for this year, and can they finally win the big one in their current form?
They have a chance, but the window is cracked open. But here's the deal. I mean, you got to get there before it closes. And really, here's what needs to happen, though, in order for that to be a revelation or in order for that portent to come true. These guys, what they need to do is to not rely on Josh Allen putting on the superhero cape. I mean, it was a trope last year where that man was basically putting on the Superman cape every game and getting them through God knows what, and then it was one bad called pass that should have been a catch, but was then ruled an interception. It'll be a couple of years before we let that go here at the Outside Blitz. But I digress. I mean, and Josh Allen, he's also carrying, the responsibility on his back. So there's the added stress. You saw that presser where he's like, I feel like I let my team down. It's like, listen, the team needs to come together. There's no I in team. I mean, even if you scrunch between the letters, everybody needs to pitch in. And unfortunately, the weakness comes because you don't really have a dynamite number one receiver. Like last year, they had Keon Coleman and a whole bunch of threes, and Keon Coleman hasn't even panned out. They got Steph Diggs last year, but he didn't pan out.
No. Well, Diggs was gone. Diggs is over in New England. You had,
that's right.
Khalil Shakir you're thinking of. Khalil Shakir was their wide receiver one over there. Which I mean, I know Boots loves Khalil Shakir, who was
I do too.
I mean, but Khalil Shakir is a 2. He's a wide receiver 2. They're a room full of 2s.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. Then they got DJ Moore this year, who I think they're hoping is going to have a career resurgence as to being their number wide receiver 1. But is he going to have the career resurgence to be that wide receiver 1? Because he did not look good in Chicago last year.
I don't think he wanted to be there.
No, I agree. I don't think he did either.
There were some. I've seen some things with DJ Moore coming off the field where I was like, okay, he doesn't want to play.
There's some dissension in the ranks there.
Didn't want to be there, in my opinion. But here's the thing, and I take umbrage. I'm going to use that word of the day, umbrage. I'm going to take umbrage with you, Alex, because it wasn't always Josh Allen putting on the cape. It was
James Cook.
Some of these games, Josh Allen didn't need to put on the cape, and he chose to put on the cape when he should have just handed the ball to James Cook. Because James Cook in the last 2 seasons has proven himself. I was on here saying, nah, RB2, I don't know. And he, right to the point where I'm putting him over and saying, no, Josh, hand the ball to James Cook, because, brother, he was doing the dirt, and he was doing the, and it
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a guy
every single week.
Mm-hmm.
So with Josh Allen, sometimes he takes on that mantle because it's what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Right. He didn't have to some of those games, and some of that was the coaching staff. Some of that was him.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is the way Josh Allen came into the league. If you recall the previous offensive coordinator, I think it was Ken Dorsey. Ken Dorsey had him doing that for about 2-3 years there. I mean, throwing the ball, a lot. I mean, that was the system. They switch over to the Joe Brady system, a lot more run centric, and they switch over to that. And Josh Allen, well, that system has worked. The Joe Brady system. I mean, like, I'm not a fan of the Joe Brady system because I still don't feel like he knows what in the hell to do with a receiver. I still believe, and even though Joe Brady did show it at one point at LSU that he knows what the hell to do with a receiver, I still get concerned that at the NFL level he doesn't know what to do with a wide receiver one. I look over and I go, the system is still working. You can still get the W, right?
Right.
So I look at what he
impressively too.
Yeah. So I look at it and I go, to an extent, you're right. He hand the ball to James Cook and let James Cook do his thing. We were worried about James Cook as, and thinking, well, maybe he's a wide receiver, or maybe he's a RB2, maybe he's an RB2. And then Joe Brady comes along and now he's an RB1 because Joe Brady knows what he has in James Cook, and he utilizes James Cook in a different way than Ken Dorsey used to, and has changed things around. Now you see what James Cook's capable of. Team and scheme matters in this situation.
Yep.
For James Cook.
You want to know something interesting? But from 2024 to 2025, James Cook had 102 more carries. He carried the rock 100 times more, and he got 600 more yards. So he ended up getting, he had a 1,500 yard season last year. His fumble count did rise a lot, but when you're carrying the ball, on an average.
How many did he lose though?
He only lost 3. He only lost 3 fumbles, which, I mean, that's 3 fumbles too many. But if you take a look at 309 carries over 17 games, he was averaging 18 carries a game. And there was probably some games where he was carrying the ball 25, 30 times. So you have to understand that, with that heightened workload, it's a proof that you're right, Boots. James Cook has carried the team, in certain situations, and Josh Allen had decided to put on the cape. But it's like Deion Dawkins says in his, and to quote him in the article, it seems like we need all the pieces around him to continue to get better to help him to get over that hump. If Josh is number 1, he's at his best. If I'm not top 10 or I'm not number 1, this is Deion Dawkins talking, that means I'm not at my best, which means I have to do better. Then he mentioned Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid, Joe Brady, even James Cook. Everybody has to do better. So even Deion Dawkins realizes this is a team effort. And it has to be a team effort if the Bills are going to get to the promised land.
Yeah, I agree.
Deion Dawkins also said that James Cook was the pace setter.
He is.
Right? He keeps them on pace. That's what Dawkins also said. This was last season. He said, James Cook keeps them on pace. But what I like is the fact that he's willing, Dawkins is willing to come out and say what everybody knows is the case. Yeah, they're at that point in the movie, but here's the thing. I've seen the movie. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna happen.
Oh, you don't think the Bills make it?
No.
Yeah.
Here's the ultimate litmus test. Does Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, do they make it back to the playoffs? Because we have said it over and over and over again on this show. How many times have we seen Josh Allen and the Bills beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in the regular season, only to have them clash in the playoffs and the Bills fall short? Until you beat him.
And here's the thing. Here's the other thing. When there was no Patrick Mahomes, and there was no Chiefs to speak of, what happened?
The Broncos.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
And they lost. Get out of here.
It's a crazy situation. We'll see if the Bills can get it done. Other teams trying to get it done. Let's talk about them Panthers a little bit. The Panthers, they go out and sign offensive lineman Brady Christensen to a 1-year deal. He was a 2021 third-round pick. Christensen had started 34 of 59 games, played over his first 5 NFL seasons. He played in 8 games in 2025 before suffering a torn Achilles. He had a 72.5 PFF grade and a 74.7 pass blocking grade with a 69.9 run blocking grade. Before the Achilles injury, he primarily played at right guard. Brady Christensen's been a good player for the Panthers. He gets a 1-year deal. Surprised that they're only giving him a 1-year deal, but I think that's kind of a prove-it deal post, Achilles injury. Boots, Brady Christensen, you happy with this signing?
Yeah, then it feels like a prove-it deal because you're coming off of a major injury. Achilles, again, not everyone heals at the same rate.
Right.
And remember, what the stats on Brady Christensen?
72.7.
I'm sorry, height weight stats.
Oh, height weight stats. Let me grab those on you. He's a big boy though. But the
give me some height weight stats.
He is 6'6", 300 pounds.
Uh-huh. Now you take 6'6" and 300 heavy pounds.
Yeah.
Right on an Achilles. You feel?
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're right. So this definitely feels like a prove-it deal. We just need to see how you're coming along. Here's some really nice paychecks as you get through this season that post-injury.
Sure.
And then we'll go from there.
Right. And I think that's kind of what it's going to be. If he comes back at right guard, he plays well, I think you're going to see a nice big extension for him come next year in the offseason. Speaking of a guy that might be looking for an extension here or a new contract, really, free agent center Ethan Pocic was recently cleared to participate in training camps 8 months after tearing his Achilles tendon. That's per Adam Schefter. He spent the last 4 seasons in Cleveland after being drafted by the Seahawks in 2017. He started all 57 games played for the Browns. He hasn't played fewer than 13 games in a season since 2019. So Ethan Pocic, big-time center, really solid player. A little surprised that nobody is willing to take a look at him. Teams need to get out there. Pocic's a really rock-solid center for the Browns. Run-heavy teams, in particular, should be taking a look at him.
I'm thinking because training camps are opening soon.
Yep.
And these teams want to see what they have in their rookies and their undrafted free agents. And also because he's a veteran.
Yep.
Right? Let me skip this training camp thing. We've seen that before. And if someone goes down in a training camp across the league, which will happen.
Sure.
Spoiler alert, right? Somebody's going to go down.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's opportunity there.
63.8 PFF grade in 25, 62.2 pass blocking grade, 63.2 run blocking grade. He played with the Browns last year from 22 to 25, played with Seattle from 2017 to 2021. Former LSU Tiger. I mean, he's 30 years old, so he is up there a little bit. 6'6", 320 pounds. So, again, Achilles, big boy.
Right.
But anybody who needs a decent center, might be.
6'6" is really tall for a center.
Yep. They're saying that the Baltimore Ravens are kind of looking at him right now, as are the New York Jets.
I thought you were going to say Giants.
No.
I was going to say that feels like a Giants thing.
No, the New York Jets are also looking at him, so we're going to see how that one turns out.
How many? We've seen this guy here in Cleveland all those years.
Let's
go
take a look
at
him up. Yep. Yeah. So, and Pocic, I mean, his numbers last year, I mean, he's been around for a while. Looking at his, having a little technical difficulty here. Looking at his numbers, now it's going to be giving me problems. But his numbers from yesteryear.
We're looking at all that.
Either. No, Jesus Christ, we're not doing all that. Come on now.
I don't know what kind of virus you got on you.
Unbelievable. But Ethan Pocic, he might actually be a good fit for the Jets. He would actually be a good fit for the Ravens as well. They do need a center. If you do recall, the Ravens did lose Tyler Linderbaum.
Yeah, they did.
It might be a solid fit for them if they wind up going and picking him up. Looking at his.
Speaking of Linderbaum, He's with the Raiders, right?
Yes.
And I'm just going to say something about Alex Steele's bold predictions.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if you are the Las Vegas Raiders and you are wanting to take the gamble of not starting Fernando Mendoza, everyone on the staff should be fired.
Listen,
FIRED, fired.
Fired.
I wholeheartedly agree, because I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's one of those situations where it's like, are they stupid enough to do that? I'm like,
So, just for context on Ethan Paczek, his most recent really great grades came in 2022. 78.9 overall grade, 78.9 run blocking grade, 71.5 pass blocking grade. Those ranked 3rd, 5th, and 9th league wide at center. So I mean, it's just throwing that out there. I mean, he's not too far off from having some really solid years there in Cleveland. I mean, he's been a pretty damn good center throughout his career. So I mean, he is entering the other side of 30, coming off an Achilles injury. I do think people need to be taking a look at him. Yeah. Speaking of the Ravens, let's talk about the Ravens. They are currently negotiating to extend wide receiver Zay Flowers. He's a former first-round pick from the 2023 NFL Draft, if you recall. They picked up his 5th-year option. He keeps him with the team through 2027.
Yeah.
So he gets paid $27.29 million in that final year. He's coming off of a back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons with Baltimore. Zay Flowers, Boots, what do you think he's worth?
Everything under the sun. This dude can win on, again, like I was saying about Jahmyr Gibbs. He can win on any place on the field because of his quick twitch and that speed. You get him on a crossing pattern and you give him a step, goodbye.
Does he reset the market is going to be the big question.
The only reason I would say no is because he doesn't play that boundary X position, right? He's that movement.
Yeah, he's a slot guy.
Movement Z slot.
Yeah,
type of a receiver. In certain systems, maybe he could be the one, but overall, right? He's that Z, that 2-3 slot, in that mode. But if you want to set the market for that, for that secondary market,
sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah, most definitely. Because everyone says, oh, Lamar doesn't have any weapons. Oh, Lamar doesn't have any wide receivers to throw to. Oh, what did you just say about Zay Flowers? Back-to-back what?
1,000-yard season.
Come on, man.
Yeah, buddy.
That's right.
Yeah, Zay, I think he's...
Lamar doesn't have any receivers. Oh.
I think he's going to be worth the money. Alex, do you think he's... What amount of money do you think he winds up getting paid? Does he reset the market at the receiver? I mean, even with the salary cap going up, do you think he... to me personally, I think he probably gets about $33 million.
Okay, I mean, then that's a pretty good guess. I mean, obviously, his 5th-year option is worth $27.3 million in 2027. So yeah, he could get that bump. I can see that happening because, I mean, this is a man that's been targeted at least 100 times all 3 years he's been with the Ravens. And he almost got 1,000 yards his first year, but he's consistent. He's done 5 touchdowns a year pretty much. He's at 14 in 3 years. 137 first downs. He lost 3 fumbles in 2025. So, and before then he was perfect, as far as, holding on to the ball. But that could be attributed to being in the AFC North, and they hit really hard in the AFC North, and you have really good defenses in the AFC North. So it's like, if you only lose the ball 3 times, I mean, okay. But,
his hands were cold.
Yeah, right. So, but yeah, Zay Flowers is definitely, one of Lamar Jackson's top weapons, and these statistics prove it. So, yeah, I can see him getting 33. I can see him getting at least 31 or 30, I can see him getting a little bump.
And how many times did Rashad Bateman in the last start to show up and show out for the Baltimore Ravens on that receiving core. So I get so sick and tired of everybody. Oh, he doesn't have any receiver. Doesn't have any receiver.
And by the way, he's going to have some more here. I mean, let's not forget they just drafted Jacoby Lane and Elijah Surratt. I mean, they just got both those guys in the NFL draft. And so old Waffle House, the old saying about him, he's Waffle House because he's always open, right?
And let's not forget Cortez Braham Jr., undrafted free agent, bootleg B team, stand up.
They got a lot of young weapons.
Man,
young weapons.
I don't want to hear it. I'm so sick and tired of
Plus Mark Andrews, man. Plus Mark Andrews.
Think about that. Mark Andrews was there. Blake Lively. Isaiah Likely was there.
Blake Lively. Yeah, we got something on your mind. Yeah. I don't think she'd survive on a football field. Somehow I don't think that'll work out.
Maybe if she was standing on the sidelines with a clipboard, maybe. Don't knock it till we try it.
I think she's got a 4.740, I thought.
This is insanity. But next up, the Packers. They go out and sign linebacker Isaiah McDuffie to a 2-year, $8.8 million extension. That's $4.4 per year. It has $1 million per year in playtime incentives. Keeps him with the team through 2027. He played 12 of 17
They're
games.
offering that now in their contracts?
Yeah, $1 million playtime incentive. So if you play so many games, you get $1 million. Oh, Jesus Christ. Come on, Boots. Head out of gutter. Come on.
I was talking about technical bad dudes.
Oh, bad dudes.
Talk about playtime.
I mean, I'm playing Tecmo Super Bowl back here. You folks can see that, if you guys really.
See,
I'm saying, can I get $1 million in incentives?
Never said anything.
I'm trying to do the same thing with Steel Twins Gaming. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah, I know. But he's 26 years old, Isaiah McDuffie. Is he worth the $8.8 million, Boots?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, 4.4 per year is pretty cheap.
And for the Packers.
Yep, special teams captain, 26 years old.
Let me just say this about the Packers. They had a phenomenal draft, right? With Brandon Sisse, my bootleg B team, stand up at corner. McClellan, a guy that you really like from Missouri, at D tackle. Dennis Sutton out of Penn State. They drafted him.
Yep.
So the Packers defense is very well stacked, right, with talent. And watch out for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, guys that they lost, they quietly filled those gaps with key players that people weren't talking enough about, like Dennis Sutton, who I thought was very interesting coming out of Penn State there.
Yeah.
I actually had him as a third-round guy. I think he won 5th round.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Very consistent guy. One of those guys that's always around. He'll be one of those guys that he's in the conversation, right?
Yeah.
He's in the graphic. You know what I'm saying? He's always in the graphic. Yeah. He's making another play. He's in the pile. He's affecting a play some kind of way. He, may not always make the play, but he may affect the play.
Yep.
Next up, the statistics match that. I mean, you don't see too many numbers here in his first 6 years with the Green Bay Packers, 5 years. But I mean, if he's nothing if not consistent. That's another big word here around the Outside Blitz is consistency. So
he's been a special teams captain for them for a while now. So he's been a good player. You got to like having that. Also, let's talk about the Colts. Quarterback Daniel Jones officially cleared to do everything after suffering an Achilles injury last year. He says the Achilles injury is going to be on his mind, but he's officially cleared to do everything under the sun as far as the training camp goes. Is Daniel Jones going to be ready for this season? Do you think the Colts are going to struggle with Daniel Jones at quarterback? Is Daniel Jones going to come back the same red hot quarterback that he was at the beginning of last season? What do you think happens here, Boots?
They should have given Zay a bouquet of flowers.
Oh, Jesus.
That's what I should have said. Just think about Daniel Jones. I'm not ready to call him back yet.
Really?
No. Here's the other thing though. It has nothing to do with the health of the ankle or Achilles. the health of his game.
I thought he was falling apart before the injury.
Yes, he was. He had a strong early stretch.
Yeah.
And I was sitting here like, wait a minute. Uh-oh.
7-1.
I might have to take some of what I said back. And the minute I started to say that,
yeah,
he started falling down the steps. And so I'm not ready to call him back yet. I'm thinking
started falling apart, didn't really recover, and then got injured, and then it was all over from there.
It was over from there, and that's when they had Michael Pittman Jr.
Yep.
And they still had Pierce, and they still had Downs.
Yep.
Right, and when Jonathan Taylor and the tight end Tyler Warren,
Yep.
they had a lot of weaponry, a lot of playmakers. And he still wasn't able to get it done when they really, really needed it to get done towards the middle and then the back end of the season was what it was.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he's cleared, right? Glad he's healthy. Get back out there.
We'll see if the ankle is what it is.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing about this though. If he struggles, I guess that ankle wasn't all 100%.
Yeah.
Right. So
we're probably going to get about 2 years of Danny Jones. We're probably going to get about 2 years of Daniel Jones because if you recall, they signed him to a 2-year extension or 3-year extension. So they gave him a big time deal already.
So this will be the gap year.
Yeah. So they might give him a little bit of cushion here to say, hey, they gave him the extension after last season. He might go, okay, well, the injury, maybe the ankle wasn't fully healed. Yeah. And then the following year, if he still sucks, then it's going to be like, well, now we paid you the bag for nothing.
Right. This year, he's getting that gap year to where he can rest on the laurels and people can make the excuses if he doesn't play well.
Right.
There's always going to be that. And the fact is, they ain't going to win the division no damn way. So, this will be a gap year for him.
Give me the Texans on that one.
Right. So,
last but not least.
I do want to do some analysis. And we always get curious about, game to game. So and PFF paints a pretty good story here when it comes to 2025 stats. Offensive grades by week. Week 1, 72.8. Week 2 against Denver, 79.6. Week 3 against Tennessee, 84.6. He stumbled with the Los Angeles Rams, but I mean that's the Rams. And then, the Vegas 73.8. Week 6, Arizona against Arizona 65.5 with the defense they had last year. That's sus. So you really start to see him falling apart. Week 9 is when he really started falling off the wagon. 53.1, 44, 56.6. Had one good game against Houston week 13, and then he fell off a cliff with week 14 at Jacksonville.
Yeah, he there was just that stretch of games where he fell apart, and you saw it starting to happen where it was there's the Daniel Jones we've grown to know and loathe. Yeah. And then it was just like, okay, and then it was just done, right? So, I mean, I want to wait and see what happens with Daniel Jones, if he can find that rhythm back, if the ankle gets fully healed. I mean, like you said, he's going to have the cushion. They're going to go, okay, well, he's not fully healed, but we're going to see what they have to say. But at the end of the day, we'll see what Daniel Jones does. And last but not least, the last bit of news, the Seattle Seahawks have officially sold their team. They announced the agreement to sell the franchise to the Kosla family for $9.612 billion. The Kosla family will be required to relinquish their current ownership stake in the San Francisco 49ers as part of the deal. They are, they are part owners of the 49ers currently, but they've got to relinquish that ownership as members, so they're no longer allowed to be owners of the Niners.
So now, once again, the owners are now doing this interspecies relations.
Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, it's not just
interdivisional shenanigans, owners edition.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. The NFL owners will have to ratify a final purchase agreement, and they're expected to meet in August to approve the deal. But the Kosla family will have to relinquish their ownership stake in the Niners, so they're no longer allowed to be an owner of the Niners, and they will be taking over as the owners of the Seahawks. with the $9.612 million purchase.
Well, that's well, shit. Since the 49ers can't win the damn Super Bowl, we might as well go get the ones we actually just did with it.
So that's what's going on. The Kosla family, I guess, is the folks that are going to be taking over the Seattle Seahawks. We knew they were going to be sold. We just didn't know who was going to buy it. Well, now we know that they'll be taking it over. So the Seahawks, that'll be announced down the line here. I'm a little surprised, to be honest with you. Generally speaking, you don't find out a team is going to be sold after they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, right.
You know, that usually never happens, but here we are. It's the
everybody getting rich now.
I guess
in the NFL.
Sell high, I guess.
Yeah,
sell high. You know, you
pretty
want
much.
Here you go. We just won a Super Bowl.
Run up the territory. You hot shot the territory.
Yeah,
and then you sell it to some poor mark.
I guess that's exactly what it was.
They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. So
it goes to the toilet. Now you go back in and you here. We'll buy it from you and give you a mercy payoff.
Yeah, we'll give you $2 million for it now. You bought it for $9 billion. We'll give you $2 million.
Yeah.
So Boots, now it's time for your bold predictions in a segment we call I Believe. And I am ready for Boots's 5 bold predictions.
I believe I can fly.
Unbelievable. Bold predictions for the 2026-27 season.
Bold prediction.
5 of them.
Brought to you by Miss Verlene's Pool Hall.
Yeah.
The finest establishment on 125th Street, Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Bootsville.
In Bootsville. Jesus.
Home of the fish fry $10 dinners.
Are they still $10 in this economy?
In this economy.
I got a question for you.
Do you fried okra? What's up?
Do you have flounder, perch, or is it just catfish?
And if you ask that question at the pool hall, you might get slapped.
Yeah.
You already know it's gonna be catfish. Ain't no sea bass. Ain't no sea bass at Miss Verleen.
It's gonna be catfish.
You know what I'm saying? It's catfish. And you
get beat with a pool stick for that. I mean, goodness gracious. That pool cue over your head there.
Shout out Ali Sadiq. I've been seeing a lot of his material on my feed lately, and that's a story, and I laughed my ass off at it.
What?
Ali Sadiq's son basically went to his family's house to the fish fry, and he goes, "I don't eat catfish." No, Hassan don't eat catfish.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I remember that one. His son is upper crust.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway,
unbelievable.
Yeah. Shout out Ali Sadiq is right. Love that guy, man. Hilarious, man. He's got a ton of love for Detroit, too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Bootleg Bettor's 2026 5 bold NFL predictions. I believe.
Oh, boy.
Washington Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels will lead the AFC East quarterbacks in pass yards, rush yards, and total touchdowns in 2026.
You mean the NFC East, right?
Yeah.
You said AFC East. I just wanted to make sure. Yes, you did. And
we
those
know.
3 categories what were those categories again?
Pass yards,
Yep.
rush yards, and total TDs.
All right. I could see that.
Double TDs. I like.
Yeah, I could see that happening. He's dual threat quarterback. I don't really believe in Dak Prescott a whole lot. A lot of questions still surrounding Jackson Dart. So, I mean, depends what John Harbaugh can do with him. Mm-hmm. And then you've got Hurts, who, I mean, really,
ham sandwiches Hurts.
If you look at Hurts's production last year, there wasn't a ton of touchdown production last year out of Hurts. There really wasn't. I got questions about Hurts right now. I mean, granted, they're changing. Obviously Kevin Patui, as we call him, is gone. So we might be having a different conversation about what Hurts does this year, but this could happen. I could see Jaden Daniels. I could see him having an up year this year.
Yes.
Sidebar
of the injury. Go ahead.
Sidebar. We say he's going to lead the NFC East quarterbacks. What about league wide? Where do you think you place him? Top 10? Top 12?
That's a very good question. I'll go top. Give me one second.
Now, is this gonna end up as part of the prediction or no?
No,
Okay.
no, it's not part of the prediction. I just need to look one thing up really quickly here. I need to see where I would go top 15.
No, top 15. Okay, so top half of the league.
Top half.
Yeah.
I would go 15.
I can see that.
Yeah, they've got work to do still on the offensive line, but I could see him going top 15. Scrambling guy, likes to throw on the run.
Yeah. He'll lead, like I said, he'll lead the NFC East, but top 15 in the league, yeah. Just as a sidebar, yeah.
Yeah, as long as he stays healthy, I could see this happening.
Yeah.
Yep. Next up, Boots.
Okay. In 2026, I believe the New England Patriots will have two 3-game losing streaks.
Wow.
This season.
You know, we all aren't very big on the Patriots this year.
No, man.
We all are not.
Something feels off.
Yeah. I'm gonna play schedule game here.
Pointing out that they had a lot of people pointing out last year they had a soft schedule.
Yeah,
and they did. They had a super soft schedule. A lot of people pointed out that there were a lot of things, there was a lot of happenstance last year that got them to that Super Bowl against Seattle. You know, if Bo Nix plays that game, we're having a whole different conversation about that Super Bowl.
I will say this. I was never the biggest Drake May fan, right?
Nope.
And he's talented, but I need to see more.
Yeah.
However, as Terry Foster would say, he did go out and smack the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year on the road.
And Buffalo, for that matter.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah.
Right. Did beat Buffalo straight up, clean in the middle, 1, 2, 3. So I got to give him credit for that.
Right.
But the fact is, something feels off for this season.
Yeah, and if you look at like a lot of the parts of their schedule, they're taking on like the Giants, and obviously they play the Jets twice, and they play they play Miami twice, and Miami was a shit show.
Yeah.
You look at some of the teams that they took on, and it's just like, I mean, just those games, those few games. I mean, right off the rip, I think they took on the Raiders too. So if you look at those games, that's like 6 games. You're talking a third of your schedule right there.
Right.
That was just a cakewalk. So I look at that, I'm like, all right. So they just waltz their way into the playoffs. They go in there, and then you look at what happened in the playoffs with these teams that they were facing, like this situation with Denver. Bo Nix plays that game. We're not talking about the Patriots in the Super Bowl, right? We're not having that conversation. You look at who'd they take on before that? I mean, every game in the playoffs for them was a favorable situation for them to walk into, and then they walk into, I forgot who the first game was.
Houston.
Yeah, and there was a problem with Houston too, if I'm not mistaken. So
C.J. Stroud was the problem.
Yeah, but I mean, there was a problem there. So I mean, but you look at the issues that were going on in these playoffs. They walked into the playoffs, and it was just like, you got to the Super Bowl because you wound up with even a soft schedule in the playoffs. I mean,
right. This schedule is going to be much tougher. Guess which division they drew the short stick against? The NFC North. They got
the strongest division in the league.
Yep.
They got Bears, Dolphins, Packers, Lions, Chargers, Bills, Vikings. That is a 7-game stretch where I'm probably looking at 2 and 5. So
that could happen right then and there.
Yep.
Right.
They could be in a hole.
They could lose 3 in a row, get a pop up with a win, and lose 3 in a row, and there's your bold prediction there.
I mean, it is not going to be easy.
Theoretically, I could see him going realistically, I think 3 and 4 is on the table and through that stretch. But I mean, it's man, and
now you add the element of AJ Brown. And whatever he brings, who knows what he may say. If a few passes are off target. right?
Yeah,
We'll see.
We got to see if it's going to wind up being something similar to the Josh Allen, Steph Diggs early years, or if it's going to turn into a shit show real fast, about, hey, this guy is throwing me ham sandwich passes, like he says, it's.
Yeah,
we don't know, but I could see 2-3 game losing streaks for the Patriots. We all seem to be down on the Patriots for this upcoming year.
Yeah,
every one of us has said, I don't know about that Patriots team this year.
I'm telling you, that Super Bowl hangover is real, and they're not made up of enough veteran players to be able to sustain that. That pressure.
And you had this stuff.
So much noise.
Yeah, with Vrabel. You had all this stuff with Vrabel and Rossini and all this other stuff. And it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a fucking lot, man. It's a lot.
Yeah. Rough stuff.
Yeah. Bold prediction number 3.
Bold prediction number 3. There will be at least one, count them, one NFL head coach fired before the end of the season.
Oh.
I think, Scottward, we may have the same one in mind.
I think it's Aaron Glenn.
It's going to be a real tough. I know I had we know he got the grit. We ain't seen the wins yet.
Yeah.
We know he's got the bones are there. There's a foundation being built. It's just too bad it's going to be built for someone else.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't think Woody Johnson has the patience as an owner. I just don't think he does.
No.
And I think he's going to be sitting there going,
they have to be markedly better.
Yeah, they got to change. Something has to drastically change with the New York Jets.
What was the record last year?
3-14.
3? I thought it was 2. Okay. So even at least that's better, right? He needs at least 8 wins.
Oh yeah.
To stay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 3-14 last year. And I'd like to throw a name into the hat. Todd Bowles might be the guy.
Yeah.
He might get Das Boot. We spent quite a lot of time a couple weeks ago talking about how Todd Bowles he's not that guy. Ever since Brady won the Super Bowl, and he's having a pissing match, or the organization's having a pissing match with Vita Vea and Baker Mayfield about their contracts. With Todd Bowles not being the brightest bulb in the closet when it comes to coaching. He could be shown the door too.
Yeah, I've never been a Todd Bowles guy. I never thought Todd Bowles was a good head coach. I still, to this day, I don't understand the logic of making him a head coach. I feel like every year that division is coming down to the wire as far as, are they going to win the division? Are they not going to win it? We're always talking. We're sitting here every year. Last 3 years, we've sat here week 18 going, are the Bucs going to win the division? And then this year, they finally didn't. They won it the previous 2, and then this year was like, no, we're not doing that. And the Carolina took it.
Yeah.
This is one of those situations now where the bloom may be off the rose here. We might be having people are starting to talk now. Oh man, Todd Bowles, you better do something, because now you just lost the first division title in a hot minute. It's been 5-6 years since the Buccaneers have actually lost the division title.
Yeah.
And now the people are talking. So if he loses the division title, especially if it goes down that road early, I could see the Bucs being like, no, that's enough out of you. We're gone. You're out of here. See ya.
Yeah.
And they're going to be, and especially, I don't understand what the Buccaneers are doing right now. And like you said, Alex, they're having a pissing match at Baker Mayfield and Vita Vea, which is a whole different thing.
Don't do that.
They're having pissing matches with them about their contracts, which are silly as hell. We're going to take 2 of our cornerstone players and not pay them. Make it make sense. But
DDT, please don't do that.
Yeah, that's exactly where we're at. But I could see Todd Bowles being another one that gets the axe here.
Man,
pretty quickly.
Aaron Glenn's got to win some games. It's got to be at least 8 for him to stick around, I think. But I know there's going to be at least one NFL head coach fired before the end of the season.
The only other guy, weirdly enough, that I could see that might be on the chopping block, weirdly enough, Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn. I was gonna say Dan Quinn.
You know, yeah, he could be right there. Weird year last year because of the injuries, so he kind of got a little reprieve because of the injuries with Jaden Daniels. So they kind of like, oh well, he was hurt and da. Okay, well, Dan Quinn did not have himself a really nice season last year. And if you look at a lot of the other head coaches around the league, a lot of the ones that were like in really bad shape, they got replaced.
Yeah,
a lot of them did.
Yeah.
So if you look at like the ones that were, just having their first bad year, now they're under a microscope. Aaron Glenn, Dan Quinn, guys like that. So I could see Dan Quinn being one of those guys that gets axed before the end of the season as well.
Yeah.
Boots.
All right.
Prediction number 4.
Number 4, Pittsburgh Steeler wide receiver, Jeremy by God Bernard, Bootleg B team stand up, will lead all rookie wide receivers in receiving touchdowns.
So I have Jeremy Bernard in a dynasty league. And I believe that Jeremy Bernard is going to wind up taking over that wide receiver 1 role in Pittsburgh.
Over DK?
I think he's going to. I think it's coming. And I think Jeremy Bernard is one of those guys right now where people are just looking at him and staring him down. I think he overtakes DK. I think he overtakes Michael Pittman. I think Jeremy Bernard Michael Pittman to me is a high end 2. I don't think Michael Pittman is ever going to go into that realm where he is a true 1. He's a good possession receiver, but I think he's a high end 2.
Fantastic possession receiver. Yeah. Absolutely right. High end 2. DK, he's definitely a 1, boundary at 1. Jeremy by God Bernard. This dude, he is going to earn Aaron Rodgers' trust.
Yep.
From day 1.
Yes, he is.
And he's going to keep that trust because Jeremy Bernard, man, to watch him, he made so many plays where it was like he didn't have to stop moving.
Yeah.
When he caught the ball, he very smooth.
Yep. Good route runner.
Really good route. Yep. It's just smooth, man, and just kind of in and out of its break. He doesn't break hard. It's just like he's cruising. You know what I mean? But he's moving fast, but he's cruising, and he just finds spaces in the defense. Yep. His hands are very, very good. I just think, man, Jeremy Bernard, he's going to lead all rookie wide receivers in touchdowns. What's going to
be interesting about him is not just the rapport he's going to have with Aaron Rodgers. I think that what's going to be even more interesting about him is the rapport he winds up having with Drew Aller. Because I do think Drew Aller is going to end up being the starter eventually over there in Pittsburgh and down.
Well, this is going to be Aaron Rodgers last year.
Yeah, and so down the stretch, whether Aaron Rodgers gets injured this year, because we know Aaron Rodgers, these days he's made of porcelain.
Or if Pittsburgh is out of it in the last 3-4 games, okay, here, kid,
have a shot, and they still also have Will Howard over there, so you don't know which one is going to wind up drawing the start, post Rodgers era, right?
My money would be on
Aller.
Yeah,
I think so too.
He's more of an NFL prototypical quarterback.
I agree.
Than.
Yep. And I'll tell you,
did win that natty.
Yeah.
I will say that
the national championship.
He won that natty.
Yep.
He went out there and he played his butt off, and he really cemented himself.
He did.
He had a fantastic run in those playoffs and those final 2 games to win that title. I will give him that.
And that's why all the hype followed him into the combine. Alex, you remember we were at the combine and man, they were all over his nuts. I mean, they loved Will Howard over there at the combine.
But I'm like, he had a fantastic playoff, but
got questions about him at the pro level. Alex, what say you?
So with Jeremy Bernard, his grades, throughout the season, I had him pulled up a second ago, but they were very consistent. His receiving grades were very consistent, had good yards after catch, So, if you take a look at what he did in college, and Alabama is not as good as they used to be. You always hear that term "Bama good." That was when Nick Saban was running the show. But still, he was a very prolific wide receiver in Alabama. So it'll be very interesting to see him. I can see him. He's going to have some stiff competition. He's going to be going up against Waffle House. He's going to be going up against Chris Bell, Denzel Boston, the Equalizer,
Casey Concepcion,
Equalizer, Denzel Boston. There's also Mekhi Lemon that he's going to be, going up against, so to speak. In Philly. So it's some stiff competition.
It'll be very interesting to see. I'm very excited to see where this goes. We'll see if he cracks the top 5 in the TOB Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I want to see what happens with that. And Boots, your final.
And I will definitely be keeping people abreast, or a couple, with what's going on with the Bootleg B team from this past offseason. All right. Final number 5, at least one. This is just kind of a fun one. At least one of the international games will feature rain. It's gonna rain, man. I don't know what they're doing with these friggin' international games. Where they're gonna be this year? Germany?
Well, they're gonna be in.
You know what? It's gonna rain in Germany. There it is. That's a bold prediction. You think it's gonna rain in Germany?
It's gonna rain in Germany.
Again, who is the Lions and who?
Specifically, I'll put specifically Germany.
Specifically the Germany game. There we go. That's a bold ass prediction for you.
So the international games, they're still gonna be doing France. I believe they're doing Madrid. I believe they're doing England still, Ireland, Germany, Rio de Janeiro. Vikings will be playing in Rio de Janeiro this year.
Yeah.
Golly, what other ones are they doing?
Maybe I should get on Kalshi and see.
I think they're doing the opening one in Australia, if I'm not mistaken. They do have a game in Australia.
Yep, so Niners and Rams, but I mean, that'll probably be an indoor stadium. There'll be a lot of glamping going on.
Blaze, okay, so it's you said the Rams and 49ers?
Yeah.
In week 1. Okay, who do the Rams play in week 2? And who do the 49ers play in week 2?
So if we're talking week 2, the Rams will be playing against they got a Monday Night Football matchup against the New York Football Giants. They're hosting the Giants. Okay. And San Francisco will be hosting the Miami Dolphins.
Okay. Bootleg Bettor is telling you, bet against both the 49ers and the Rams against the spread in week 2.
Yeah. I mean, San Francisco's favored by 10.5 against Miami, and the Rams are favored by 9.5. So I could see it. The jet lag is going to be real.
Australia, brother, that is not a quick trip, man. That is not a quick trip at all. And to know that you have to come right back and then play a game. Yep. Yeah. Even if it's on Monday night. It's a
4:25 kick. So in California, that's 1:25 p.m.
There you go.
The Miami might give them a little run for their money.
Yeah, they will.
It's going to get wild.
Yeah.
It's going to get wild in international games.
Bet against the Niners and the Rams in week 2 against the spread.
But we're going to get rain in Germany.
We get rain in Germany.
Unreal.
I might even go deeper and go 1.4 inches of rain.
Oh, okay.
Bold. Fucking bold.
One more thing about this very quickly. Week 4, Indianapolis and Washington will be playing in London, England, and it's October. So if you think,
probably gonna get some rain.
They're gonna get some rain. I would even say Ireland. If they play a game in Ireland, it's over because that's all that does over there. It's either raining or just cloudy.
You wonder why people drink all the damn time.
Be over there. Very grumpy. But let's jump into our last thing. We covered number 100 through 91 of the NFL Top 100 last week. We jumped into that. We just to recap, 100 was Cameron Jordan. Number 99 was Quentin Nelson. Number 98 was Bryce Young. Number 97, Ernest Jones. 96 was Travis Etienne. 95, Demario Davis. Number 94, a guy way too low on this list, Creed Humphrey. Number 93, another way too low, Carson Swessinger. 92, Aziz Al-Shair. And 91 was Montez Sweat, who I also thought was too low on this list. 99, also Quentin Nelson, way too low on this list.
Head scratchers, to be sure.
90 to 81, though, Boots. Alex, we got number 90, Derek Brown, the defensive tackle from the Carolina Panthers. Per NFL.com, Brown was a man on a mission and a follow-up to his injury-shortened 2024 campaign. His 5 sacks marked a career high, and he frustrated quarterbacks even when he didn't get home, tying a personal best with 7 batted balls. He vacuumed up rushing attempts down the gut, too, making 32 stops to tie for second in the league among defensive tackles per PFF. His bounce-back season was wholly deserving of a long-awaited debut in the NFL Top 100. He was 4th among defensive tackles last season with 45 tackles that resulted in negative play for the offense. Derek Brown at number 90. Boots, do you think this is the spot he should have been at?
This is perfectly fine.
Yeah, I think this is about right for him at 90. This is like perfect position for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex?
I totally agree. If you want to dig into the statistics here, I mean, we don't spend too much time there, but I mean, he had 39 tackles last year, 7 quarterback hits, 6 sacks. And then 7 batted balls, 26 hurries. The guy. He didn't live in the backfield, but he got there pretty frequently.
Yeah, he's a damn good defensive tackle. Just run stuffing monster is what it comes down to. Yeah. Number 89 is a guy that's way too low. He was way too low last year, and I'm going to call it right now. He's way too low. Kyren Williams. The NFL.com says they don't come more consistent than Williams across his 3 seasons as the Rams' lead ball carrier. He's never finished outside of 1,100 to 1,300 rushing yards, 13 to 16 total touchdowns, or 32 to 36 receptions. LA can seemingly pencil in a certain amount of production each year from the tough running Williams, whose boost in efficiency last season made up for splitting more carries with Blake Corum. He fittingly falls in the top 100 near the same range he's been, debuting at 78 in 2024, ending up at 85th last season, and now landing at 89. He rushed for 60-plus yards in 13 games in 2025 with an average of a 73.6 rushing yards per game. Look, last year, I was blown away by the fact that he was 85th, because when Stafford went down and they were handing him the ball over and over and over and over and over and over and over again,
all he did was deliver.
Yeah.
Well, I've been saying that about Kyren Williams the last couple of seasons when he was injured at rookie season, and then he, came back. He was kind of, halfway there, but he has come back with a large chip on the shoulder.
With a vengeance.
And it's, in that chip, he is carrying it every single game. And you can tell that defenders, he's shifty. He can bounce to the outside. He is stronger than you think. He is determined, and he's got that fall forward factor that separates him from other running backs, man.
When he took that job from Cam Akers in week 1 a few years ago, it was like, ooh, who the hell is this guy? And it was it from there.
And the thing is, with this past season, and I showed that Blake Corum carving more of a rollout for himself in the backfield, that affected it. That affected some of the numbers, but he was still 4.8 yards per carry.
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it's still a really high yards per carry there.
Yeah. And you can see, like, taking a look at his 2024 stats, around the time he really started picking up the workload was week 14 against Buffalo. He had 29 carries, 23 carries when he was just in the mid-teens, a couple of weeks before. And then you get into the 2025 stats, and, the only real consistent work he got was, week 9 against New Orleans and week 16 against Seattle. Otherwise, it's just been, mid to high teens in carries. Right. So, I mean, he's been very productive. I would say he was more effective last year than he was in 2024 because he almost broke 1,500 yards.
Yeah, but splitting carries with Blake Corum, it definitely dipped into his stuff, and I wish they had. I know they're trying to preserve Kyren Williams because obviously you don't want the guy getting too much, and killing himself. But at the same time, it's like, golly, don't cut into his workload. He's so good. Yeah, he's so damn good. Number 88, another guy I think is a little too low on this list, Jack Campbell. Guy who I love coming out. I hate that he plays for Detroit, but he's a great linebacker. Made his first Pro Bowl and All-Pro team last season. He emerged as the heart of the Lions defense. The off-ball linebackers, 176 tackles, ranked second in the league, but he added a little extra to his bag by more than doubling his previous career sack total of 3.5. Campbell was PFF's top-graded linebacker in run defense last year with a 93, second-best linebacker overall with a 90.2, and he was no slouch in coverage, finishing 12th at his position with a grade of 71.4. It's little wonder why Detroit extended him in May. NFL Pro Insight says he set career best in 2025 with 15.2 quarterback pressure percentage, 100 defensive stops, and 7 quick quarterback pressures under 3 seconds, despite blitzing a career low of 17.7%. Jack Campbell, former Iowa Butkus Award winner. Yep, former Butkus Award winner out of Iowa. Great linebacker. I liked the draft pick when the Lions picked him up. I knew he was going to be great, and not enough people were looking at him in that draft. He's actually a damn good linebacker.
Fantastic linebacker.
Pick number 18.
Read that last line, but not the in his little bio
up here.
There. Yeah. What's that last line? Read that.
Finished 12th at his position in the grade. You're talking about
that last line.
It's little to wonder why Detroit extended him in May.
See what I'm saying?
That's it.
See what I'm saying?
Yep. I was going to pull your attention to the fact that, he had 7 quick quarterback pressures under 3 seconds. Despite blitzing a career low 17.7%, when guys, that's pretty much all the Lions were doing. Especially when Aaron Glenn was the defensive coordinator, what was he doing? He was bringing the house almost all the time. So the fact that, he a career low 17.7% on a blitzing team, I mean, that raises eyebrows on my side. That's impressive.
They were using him the way they needed to use him, obviously, because he was the top graded linebacker or the second graded highest graded linebacker overall this year. Number 87, Ted McMillan. I think this is about the proper spot for him. He was our rookie of the year. He was the offensive rookie of the year, if I'm not mistaken. McMillan is already the third Panther to grace the top 100, joining quarterback Bryce Young, who was at number 98, and defensive tackle Derek Brown. The 2025 number 7 overall pick hit the ground running to become Young's go-to guy, and he was especially destructive deep. He saw 69 targets downfield with 10-plus air yards, catching 35 for 726 yards and 5 scores. He was the runaway AP NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, racking up 50 first-place votes, and by all appearances is just getting started. Per NFL Pro Insight, McMillan accounted for 44.5% of the Panthers' team air yards in 2025, the second highest team air yard share among wide receivers. The one ahead of him was the best receiver in the league last year, Jackson Smith-Njigba, who had 48.6. So Ted McMillan, I think this is the perfect spot for him. 1,014 yards on 70 receptions, 7 receiving touchdowns. He was our rookie of the year, or runner-up for rookie of the year this year. He was fantastic.
Yeah, I think he should be a little bit higher because he was phenomenal. He's like a pterodactyl out there. Just the wingspan, the ability to win short, intermediate, and deep all the time. I saw it at Arizona. I said, this dude is the top dude. This dude got it on every single play. He's the go-to guy. And when you are a go-to guy and you produce like that with those numbers as a rookie, knowing that you're going to face the double coverage, knowing you're going to play against the other team's top guy, right? And you do that? Come on, man.
Yep. Breaks 1,000 yards in his rookie year, Alex.
And the fact is, you see receivers, get many targets, but listen to this, 8, 10, 9, 7, 8, 5, 5. I mean, there are like 1, 2, 3, 4 games where he gets double-digit targets. And, his most successful game was he went 8 for 10 against the Atlanta Falcons in Week 11 last year for 130 yards. And, the fact that he's only getting targeted, single digits per game, but he's racking up yards, per catch. His longest, 40 yards, 29 yards, 39 yards against Atlanta, 43 against the LA Rams, 40 yards against Tampa Bay. And 40 yards against Arizona in week 2. I mean, Arizona's defense was crap, but the point is, this kid he's able to efficiently, take the opportunities he's being given and running with it. And that's just last year. I want to see where he goes, this year. Like, let's see how many games he has when he has more than 10 targets and especially more than 10 catches.
Yeah, and let's see what happens when Dave Canellis' offense and Bryce Young continues to develop in Dave Canellis' offense. I want to see what comes with that. 86, and you're going to have to help me with this name. Tuli Tuipulotu. I always struggle with this name. Tuipulotu. There we go. Tuipulotu. There we go. I think I got it now. He was ranked at number 86. He was a great player, though, for the Chargers. I always struggle with his name. I don't know why. But he was a great player last year. I think this is about right for him as well. Incremental improvements throughout his first 3 years led to a certified breakout for Tuipulotu last season. The 23-year-old officially emerged from the shadow of his pass rushing mentor Khalil Mack and lapped the rest of LA's edge rushers, as well as leading the team in sacks for the second straight campaign to make his first Pro Bowl. He had 13 sacks. He doubled his career total, and his pressure percentage jumped from 10.4 across 2023 to 2024 to 15.6. Now the question is whether or not he has yet to take another leap in store for 2026. He logged 60 pressures last season, accounting for 22.8% of the Chargers' total pressures. Had himself a great year. Great year off the edge, harassing quarterbacks, just a key cog in that Harbaugh defense.
A large part of that was the defense having to be on the field so much because of the offensive struggles due to the tons of injuries that they had along the offensive line.
Right.
When you're given those opportunities, you still have to produce, and he did.
Yeah.
When you talk about those pressures, he had 14 sacks, 13 quarterback hits, 48 hurries, batted 2 passes, you recorded 26 tackles and 9 assists, 14 misses, 34 defensive stops, 2 forced fumbles, and he was only targeted 8 times, and they caught 6 passes for 75 for 88 yards. Excuse me. So he was very impressive last year.
And I agree with you. I think he was very impressive. I think he should be at number 86. Number 85, though, this one's kind of interesting. Now, look, I understand this gets voted on by the players, and it's based. They base it a lot on who they think is the best players in the NFL, and it's not really based on who they thought was the best for 2025 and whatever. But I think Brock Purdy is way too high on this list if it was based on the numbers from 2025, because, and they say Purdy would likely rank far higher had he not missed 8 games due to injury, the toe injury last season. There was little opponents could do to stop him once he was healthy again in Week 11, evidenced by San Francisco scoring 37 or more points in 4 of its 7 regular season games following his return. He established himself as one of the league's most entertaining signal callers, equipped with an uncanny knack for buying time to make big last-second plays. At his best, which is he often is, Purdy gives the 49ers a Super Bowl ceiling. Purdy averaged a league high 8.5 air yards per completion during first quarters in 2026. Despite appearing in just 9 games, he led the NFL with 8 first quarter completions on deep throws, totaling 213 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Look, I like Brock Purdy. I think he's a really good player. I like him as a quarterback. I think he's an above average quarterback in this league, but I can't in good conscience say he should be 85 on this list when you missed 8 games.
I can understand your point, but
availability and reliability, man.
Hey, look, put it like this. When you saw what he did at the beginning of the year, you knew, okay, he's picked up where he left off.
Yeah.
And then when you saw what he did at the end of the year, okay, he picked up where he left off. So the only gap was the fact that he wasn't playing.
Yeah.
And I think this is the ultimate sign of respect from your
peers
Yeah. This is the ultimate sign of respect that even though, and there have been guys in previous years who have missed large portions of the season and were still voted because of what they are.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Chief example.
Yeah. We've seen that. Yep. Here's a guy that's way too low on this list. Let's talk about number 84, Byron Young.
Hold on. And it's
Yeah, there you go. But let's talk about Byron Young. 84. This guy is way, way, way too low on this list. Byron Young had a year. It says, forget the buzz over a potential Aaron Donald comeback after the Myles Garrett trade. Garrett is already teaming up with a premier pass rusher. Byron Young was the lone member of the LA defense to reach double-digit sacks last season and is superb at setting the edge. He is 79.3 PFF. Run defense grade was 10th among pass rushers, boosted by 40 run stops, which was second at the position. To teams planning on overcommitting to slow Garrett, beware, Young will make you pay in a hurry. He collected 12 sacks on 54 pressures, good for a 22.2% pressure to conversion rate. He has now increased the pressure to conversion rate in each of the last 2 seasons, going from 12.7% as a rookie to 15% in year 2 before his most recent uptick. Byron Young had a great year this last year. I don't understand why people are putting him at 84. This dude should at least be in the 70s. Phenomenal year.
Yeah, at least because he wasn't the catalyst to the defense.
Yeah,
probably.
But yeah, I can see what you're saying there. But I mean, still,
not yet.
And this is a key point here too. Byron Young was not a first round draft pick.
No,
right? He was a part of those F them picks.
Yeah, right? He was.
The late round selections where the Rams front office was the scouting department just so good at finding talent because there's talent to be found everywhere along the draft.
Yep.
You just have to know where to look and how it fits into your system.
It's that Les Snead drafting style.
Yep.
Yeah.
We love some Les Snead.
Yep. Round 3, selection 78. And we always talk about those diamonds in the rough, and that's exactly where you find them. 83.6 defense grade, 77.8 run defense grade. He was really good in pass rush. So, the pressure statistics speak to it. But yeah, I agree. This kid, this guy needs to be, much higher up on this list based on what he's done last year.
Yeah. And another guy way too low on this list. The fact that he was unranked last year is ridiculous. Number 83, Jeffrey Simmons. Simmons has long been Tennessee's most terrifying defender. Last season was no different. Relentless in the pass rush. The 4-time Pro Bowler finished as PFF's top-ranked interior lineman at getting after the quarterback as he logged his first campaign with double-digit sacks and finally got the nod as a first-team All-Pro. He's still evolving through 7 seasons, too, having just managed a career high of 13.9 pressure rate. Imagine what's ahead now that defensive guru Robert Saleh is in town. Pro Insight says that Simmons led all defensive tackles last season with 60 pressures and 26 quick pressures. That's per NFL.com. Jeffrey Simmons, way too low on this list. It's a travesty that he was unranked last year. I am blown away by that. 83 is too low for him. Again, another guy that should be at least in the 70s. Very surprised by this. This guy is, and I feel like it's because he's just on a losing team. I feel like that's the only reason he's here. Alex?
Yeah, I would agree. And here's the thing. The term defensive guru gets tossed around a lot. See Matt Patricia. but in this case, with Robert Saleh coming from the Jets to the Titans, it might be a very different story. So if he knows what he's doing on defense and he'll be able to mold this player, and get him up to the next level, I'm very interested to see where he goes from here.
Yep.
Boots,
Jeffrey Simmons.
Oh man, yeah, he's one of the better defensive tackles in the league, and this defense will be better for having solid. I heard on the podcast, Greg Cosell said that they're running 6, 7, 8 deep.
Oh, yeah.
At the D tackle in Tennessee.
Oh,
there are a lot of big body dudes. So watch out for this Tennessee defensive line. Even though they lost T'Vondre Sweat, they didn't lose a lot.
No, they kept size there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they got some massive people there.
Yeah, Simmons is really good though.
Yep. 82, a guy, honestly, he slips down this list, didn't really have himself as good of a year as he's had in recent memory. Jalen Ramsey slides 16 spots on this list down to 82. And it says Ramsey was revitalized in his first season with Pittsburgh through the midseason role change. With the Steelers' secondary decimated by injuries, Ramsey moved primarily to safety during his second half of the campaign to tremendous success. He tied his career high in tackles and doubled his career sack total, showing off his versatility and his physical nature naturally translated to the position. Ramsey's selfless switch led to his 8th Pro Bowl and remarkable 9th straight year on the top 100 list. Following Ramsey's position change to taking a majority of his snaps at safety from weeks 9 to 18, the Steelers more than doubled their previous rate of cover 2 from 9.2%, which was 5th lowest, to 20.1%, which was 5th highest. Jalen Ramsey, great player.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about him switching to safety. I mean, obviously it worked for the time being. We're going to see what Mike McCarthy does with him, but here we are.
Here's the thing. Fantastic cover corner, but when you needed somebody to make a position change and they're willing to do it, it shows that they are a team player.
Yeah.
Right? And that, deserves respect. But another part is that people don't think about, man, a lot of corners, I don't say a lot, but some corners, when they start to maybe possibly lose a step or two, they get moved to safety.
Yep.
And they have a revitalization of it's the second half of their career.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
I knew where you go right there.
Yep.
Right. In the same car.
Yeah.
Together on this one. But that's the thing. So he was able to do that. Now maybe that's a vision for the future, right? Where maybe the Steelers think about putting him in that back end of the secondary and keep him off of the line.
Yeah, it could prove fruitful.
Sure,
in the long term.
Sure could.
And then number 81, a guy that we love, and I really hope he gets another season because I think he could get really, really close to breaking Ray Lewis's record here. The old timer here, Bobby Wagner. It says the timeless linebacker continues to rack up standout seasons at the tail end of his Hall of Fame career. Wagner has never fallen short of triple-digit tackles in a season through 14 years in the league, and now he sits third all time, just 59 behind Ray Lewis's record with 2,000 per Pro Football Reference. Never out of place, Wagner was credited by Next Gen Stats with 69 run stops in 2025, second in the NFL. He's as steady of a quarterback for the defense as there's ever been, or is in his or any era. Bobby Wagner played at least 98% of the team's defensive snaps for the 9th time in his career. I had him in the Dynasty League as well. tackling machine.
Yeah.
162 tackles last year, 8 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks, 2 interceptions, 4 forced fumbles. Still playing at an extremely high level. People can say that, oh, Bobby Wagner lost a step, all they want. He's still playing at a really high level. He's ageless. You know, I mean, he continues to do it well. I think this is about the proper position for him at this point. 81 is about right. He can still do it. He can still play with the best of them. That's all I got on him. He's great. He's still a great player.
Iron Man.
Yeah, that's a great. He's an Iron Man. He absolutely is. I think throughout the next, I hope he gets signed to another deal, because once he does get signed to another deal, I do believe he's going to break Ray Lewis's record. I do think that's coming, and I hope that comes, because I would love to see Bobby Wagner break that. Yeah, I think that would be super cool. But with that is
he's already topped two. He's already made 2,000 tackles total, and 1,150 solo tackles. So he's put in a lot of work over the years, and I do think that he is. I think timeless is an appropriate handle for that. Yeah,
absolutely. And with that is this edition of the NFL Top 100, and that's our show. But before we get out of here, let's go ahead and talk about some of our sponsors. First of all, It's Your Time Massage. Amanda's a wonderful massage therapist in the Metro Detroit area. She does excellent work over here at It's Your Time Massage. You got to check it out if you're looking for Swedish massage, deep tissue massage. You're looking for a little bit extra. You can get a little bit of CBD oil. You can get foot sugar scrubs. You can get red light therapy, all that good stuff. You got to check it out, iytmassage.com, or you can find her at It's Your Time Massage LLC on Facebook. And you can book yourself an appointment. Like I said, she's the best of the best at what she does. Book yourself an appointment, iytmassage.com. And remember, folks, it's your time.
One time I heard she rubbed her eyes, fell right asleep.
Yeah, it happens quite often. Also, Alex, what do you got going on over there at Steel Twins Gaming?
Well, do you like video games? Do you like theater?
Yes.
The Steel Twins Gaming may just be what you're looking for. Whether it's the good old first-person shooter, RPG, or your favorite story-based adventures, we think we have something for just about everyone. We've got everything you need to satisfy your digital cravings, whatever they may be. And best of all, our channel has something nobody else has. That's right, voice acting. Every week, my brother and I will play a game that has a lot of text-based dialogue, and we will act it out with the voices that come up in our heads for the characters you see on screen. Sometimes we do our best to highlight the drama of the situation. Other times we just goof off to have a good time. Either way, we're sure you'll be entertained. We are on every Saturday or Sunday afternoon at about 2:30 p.m., but follow us on Twitter at SteelTwinsAlex to keep up to date on our shenanigans. And hey, don't forget the brother channel, Steel Twins Andy. It is there. You'll get your full fix of Nostalgic Mondays, Nintendo Tuesdays, FPS Wednesdays, Indie Thursdays, and Open World Fridays. And Boots, I got to tell you, before we launched today's podcast, I literally Googled, how can I stream Bad Dudes? Because I know that's been a huge request around here. And it's,
I joined you in pounding the table for Bad Dudes. Yeah, we want Bad Dudes. Also, let's talk about No Shot Bot TTV. And welcome to the Danger Zone, folks. No Shot Bot TTV. He's a first-person shooter, a streamer. Yeah, we're Kenny Loggins, baby. Consistently inconsistent, part-time streamer with full-time ambitions. That's his online alias handle, but he formerly known as Big Willie Dubs Gaming, the artist formerly now known as No Shot Bot TTV. Does a lot of first-person shooters. Part of a first-person shooter gaming team known as Team NVS.
Get
NVS? Yeah. But Will's got some great stuff going over there on his channel. You can find him on Twitch. You can find him on the TikTok.
The TikTok.
There you go. There's my old man moment for the day. But it's great stuff. You can check out his channel. All of his stuff is very entertaining. You can find all of his videos over on TikTok. You can find him on Twitch. You can find him on, I believe he's got his stuff on YouTube. You can find him on Facebook, all the socials. So you can check him out over on those.
Yep. I just, right at this very moment, I'm looking at him right now. His big palooka head looks like he's cut his hair. He's got a haircut, but he's still got that man mountain beard going on.
Yeah, he does.
But he is right now playing Call of Duty Black Ops 7. I just shouted him out on his Twitch channel. Go check him out. He does a lot of other cool things too. He's done charity streams. He's part of a streaming team. So, if you want to hang out, go ahead and hang out.
Yeah, he also does all these fun things like, he did the Hot Ones Challenge, got to eat the hot wings, man. Those things are brutal. If you've ever done the Hot Ones Challenge, you guys know what I'm talking about. I've done it. It is painful.
No, thank you.
Hey, you got to do the Hot Ones Challenge with us one day. It'll be fun. That'll be a special one. And then we also, he did the gross jelly beans game. We did that one time. Threatened to shave his beard off one time. It's a great channel. You got to check it out. No Shot Bot TTV. Very entertaining stuff. And Boots, one last thing. Let's talk about books.
There's another book I made that I'll be reading here pretty soon. And when I read it, you'll read it.
Yeah.
But this book I'm talking about is I Ate Cookies Out of the Trash, written by Tammy Pruitt. It is a fantastic book. This was a first-time author, by the way, who has a degree in science.
Science.
And the book ain't about science. The book is about heart. It's about humor. It's about emotions. It's about love. It's about wisdom. It's about weight loss. It's about anxiety. It's about depression. It's about one woman's journey through the struggles in life and how it develops in weight loss and dealing with certain mental aspects of how you're going to get over the next hump, right? We all go through stuff like this. We all have our own issues. I don't care who you are. You have your own issues with anxiety, depression, whatever it may be. You've got something going on. And this book right here, you read this, she talks about what's going on with her and what has gone on with her, but she gives you insights on how you can take advantage of avenues and how you can help yourself in whatever you may be going through. But in order to get this type of help, you got to read the book.
Yep.
And how do you get the book, Boots? You go online
To the .com.
to the .com. You go to Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, AppleBooks.com. Just go to the .com, the tickety tick tack. You search. You could even ask Jeeves if you wanted to.
You're the only person in the world that I know of that is still asking Jeeves.
I ask Jeeves about everything.
I don't even know if you can still ask Jeeves anymore.
I asked Jeeves if
Can you actually still ask Jeeves anymore?
I asked him if my SNAP benefits were going to continue. He said only if your middle finger works.
Oh,
No.
that's terrible. That's terrible.
Anyway, read this book, I Ate Cookies Out of the Trash. Go online, check it out, buy it. You cannot walk into a store and buy this thing. You have to go online. It ain't even at a library to be able to check out. The only way you can check this out is if you go online, order it, get it shipped right to your door. You open up your door. There's the nice little book in some sort of sealed package. You can get hardback, you can get paperback, and you grab the thing, open up the package, smell those brand new pages, and then pour yourself a nice cup of tea, cup of coffee, maybe a little Bailey's in there, and have yourself a wonderful time. Kick back, relax, read the book, I Ate Cookies Out of the Trash. And there's another book that's causing mass hysteria. Talk about that at another time.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
But,
intrigue.
with that, but with that,
What we
folks,
call the tease.
oh, Jesus. But with that, folks, that is our show. We've got all kinds of stuff going on around the NFL. We will be getting to the Bootleg Bettor's season predictor.
I hope so. If they ever let me go out of Bootsville, they've been pulling me every which way, turning me every which way but loose.
We're going to end up getting to the Bootleg Bettor's season predictor. We will get to that before the NFL season. I assure you, folks, we will get to that. But I did want to get his bold predictions in the books here, so we got those. So that's one thing off the chore list there. We knocked out.
Check mark.
Yeah, so we got that done. But we will get Boots a season predictor. We've got all kinds of stuff coming your way. We are 6 weeks away from football, 7 weeks, something like that, from the season. But we're about 4 weeks away from the actual Hall of Fame game, right? That's what I think we're 4 weeks away.
Correct.
So yeah, we've got football on the horizon, folks. Get ready. Preseason football is going to be coming your way. We are going to be here every single week, LIVE live. We're going to be recording these episodes. We're going to put them up, and then we obviously post the episode every Saturday morning. You can find us on all of our channels. You can find us on Kick, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, X. So you can find us on all that stuff, and you can find all of our videos on demand now, so you can see all of our previous episodes on all of our streaming channels. Also, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us on SoundCloud. You can go ahead and find us on Spotify. So you can find the audio version of this stuff on those channels as well. So you can listen to us. You can view our channels. You can always check it out. Feel free to join in on the conversation. Give us a rate. Give us a listen. Give us 5 stars, preferably. I'd appreciate that a lot. Tell us what you think of the show. We appreciate you guys.
And you don't listen to the whole thing all the time. It's too much for you. It's a smorgasbord of information. What you need to do is just eat a little bit at a time, listen a little bit at a time, and it'll fill you right up.
Yeah, absolutely. And we love all the listenership we've been getting. We actually, I wanted to point out, it was a huge moment last week. We popped the biggest rating that we've had, the biggest listenership that we've ever had in the history of the show, which was
very nice.
It was very nice to see. That was one of those really special, heartwarming moments 8 years after the fact, after starting the show, to be able to sit back and go, wow, look at that. To see something like that pop up, that was huge. So we appreciate all the listenership and everybody tuning in.
One time it warms my heart when I eat White Castle.
We do appreciate everybody, all the listeners and everybody out there that's been listening and joining us over these last 8 years, and we're going to continue bringing you guys great content. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And we will see you next time right here on the Outside Blitz.
I bet you listen again.
And with that, pow, we're gone.